Fans of Riverdale are fascinated by the characters and the actors that play them because the show truly has such a unique cast. Any other actor playing Archie, Jughead, Betty, Veronica, or any other beloved character is difficult to imagine. But it certainly almost happened. So what other famous actors were almost cast as our favorite Riverdale characters? Firstly, Kieran Shipka was almost cast in the role of Betty. Kieran was one of the potential actresses for the role of Betty before landing the lead position on the Riverdale spin-off, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa, the show's creator, explained in an interview that Kieran was legendary in Mad Men, and he had even thought about her for the specific role, thinking at the time, oh, I wonder if she'd ever play Betty. Can you imagine Riverdale without Lily Reinhart? Kieran would definitely do the role justice, but it wouldn't be the same way we know it now. Next up, Chance Perdomo originally auditioned for Jughead but was cast elsewhere. You won't recognize this name from Riverdale, but it is from the Archie comics spin-off, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Perdomo initially tried out for the role of Jughead but ended up playing Ambrose Spellman. Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa, the show's creator, admitted that despite not landing the job, he was so taken back by the actor's audition tape that he wrote the role of Ambrose with Perdomo specifically in mind. Pretty cool, right? Did you know Charlie DePoo auditioned for Archie? Charlie had auditioned for the part of Archie before getting the part of Jake on the short-lived freeform sitcom Famous in Love. The young actor revealed that he actually went out on audition for the CW after initially failing to land the part of Jake on FIL. But instead, KJ Apa landed that iconic role. He stated that after that, he was ready to take a short break from acting, but luckily, he didn't quit when he wanted to because everything turned out the way that it was supposed to. This one might surprise you, but Cole Sprouse almost tried out for the part of Archie. Sprouse initially tried out for the role of Archie Andrews before landing the role of resident writer Jughead Jones in Riverdale. He was invited to read for the role of Archie when his agent gave him the Riverdale script, but after finding out more about Jughead, he asked if he could read for that role instead. He is very much an outsider, the actor remarked. He has an interesting viewpoint because he views the community, the connections, and the growing friendships from a more detached standpoint. He listens in on conversations, eavesdrops, and is the one with the camera when sleuthing is happening. As a result, he has alienated many town residents out of fear, explained Sprouse. He then spoke about his enthusiasm in the character. Sprouse explained that Jughead is so different from Cody, his previous role in Disney's The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and other shows he was in during a child, so he saw this project as a challenge for his acting career, which paid off well. 13 Reasons Why took the world by storm when it came out, thrusting Catherine Langford into the spotlight, but did you know she almost made it onto Riverdale? According to Camila Mendez, who portrays Veronica in Riverdale, the actress who plays Hannah Baker, aka Catherine Langford, in the Netflix series 13 Reasons Why, she actually auditioned for the part of Betty Cooper. Camila recalled hanging out with Catherine after their auditions, explaining that they went out and grabbed falafel with a man who was auditioning for Archie. Now, Cammy and Catherine remain friends, even though Lily was cast as Betty in the end. Madelaine Petsch, who played the iconic Cheryl Blossom, originally auditioned for Betty. Could you picture someone else playing Betty Cooper? Well, Madelaine Petsch, who plays the fiery redhead Cheryl Blossom, was considered for the part by the show's creators. Weird, right? Petsch explained on her YouTube channel that she initially auditioned for Legends of Tomorrow and then got called in the same day for a producer session for that guest part. Petsch said in a Q&A that just 3 days later she arrived for producers for Betty, but apparently they must have known they wanted her for the role of Cheryl all along because just a few months later she came in for Cheryl. Speaking of Riverdale, let's take a look at what we currently know about Season 7. The CW's Riverdale may not have been a program that was more adored or despised over the same decade. The show has swiftly developed into a roller coaster, so keep an eye out for it. In Riverdale, a group of youngsters become involved in shady activities in their community. There are currently 6 seasons of the show, so both fans and detractors are eager to see what occurs in the upcoming season. First up, is there any release date set yet? The CW has announced the 7th season of Riverdale, but the following one will sadly be the final one. Riverdale has been affected by the recent CW tendency of canceling shows despite having a dedicated audience. Still, unlike previous shows, it will have the opportunity to cleanly wrap up the plot and give all the characters their endings. Since there hasn't been any word about the season being cut short, it seems likely that it will consist of all 22 episodes when it premieres in 2020. 2023 on the CW. Next up, what could we expect from the storyline? The Riverdale gang acquired superpowers last season, kicking off a crossover with Sabrina Spellman from Netflix's The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. By the end, Cheryl Blossom possessed incredible pyrokinetic abilities. In addition, we observed that Archie awakens in 1955 without knowing what's going on and is navigating the decade. As a helpful narrator of the upcoming season who guides us through the 1950s, Jughead seems to understand what's going on. The 7th season of Riverdale was launched with this cliffhanger, placing the characters in a post-World War II era world where short, wide ties and black lipstick with pin curls were in trend. Finally, who might we see return in the final season? Next season, we will see the return of popular actors including KJ Apa as Archie Andrews, Madeline Petch as Cheryl Blossom, Lily Reinhart as Betty Cooper, Camila Mendez as Veronica Lodge, and Cole Sprouse as Jughead Jones. Kiernan Shipka returns as Sabrina Spellman, would be welcome, although it seems unlikely that she would visit the 1950s. Alvin Sanders and Madchen Amick as Alice Cooper could make a comeback. The events of the last season continuing with Jason Blossom's resurrection and original death, which began the series back in season 1, may lead to Trevor Stein's return as Jason Blossom. Now, there are so many unanswered questions for season 6 that viewers are desperately hoping will be touched on in season 7. The first being is Varchi, or Barchi endgame. The Barchi/Varchi love triangle's tension increased in season 6, if you can believe it. Betty and Archie are clearly ahead because they've been together successfully since they met in Riverdale, and they even got engaged in the season 6 finale. Veronica, though, still has feelings for her ex. Additionally, everything is practically wiped out by the 1955 reset, giving Barchi and Varchi a good chance in season 7. So, who will Archie pick? We can't wait to find out. Next up, will Cheryl and Tony stay together? Ah, the good old days when Alice Cooper's mother wasn't the absolute worst. Before she voluntarily joined forces with every villain ravaging their small town, during those times, Felice was a crowd favorite. We're talking about F.P. Jones's explosive affair with Alice, which is the main romantic arc for the Riverdale parents. Skeet Ulrich's departure from the show in season 5 unfortunately ended the relationship, but Felice shippers are still hoping he'll show up in the finale to give Alice a happy ending. Will they reveal the commonly believed fan theory that the entire show is all in Jughead's head? Riverdale's final season will be its last opportunity to confirm or deny the popular fan theory that has circulated the web since the very first season. And that is this entire show only in Jughead's mind? The long-discussed theory cites Jughead's dual roles as narrator and fiction author as proof that the show's concluding revelation will be that all 7 seasons were actually an epic novel Jughead had written. Although we all sincerely hope the series finale doesn't take this turn, many viewers wouldn't be shocked if it did. And lastly, is Hiram really dead? If Riverdale as a whole has one main villain, it has to be Hiram Lodge. Now, it just wouldn't feel right to conclude the series without Veronica's mafia father, who has been responsible for the majority of the terrible things that have happened to Archie and his friends. Hiram supposedly passed away in season 6 when Veronica hired a hitman to kill him, but it's pretty sus that we never actually saw the killing, and the only proof of his passing came from the shady hitman telling Veronica over the phone that the job was completed. Hiram cannot possibly be dead, right? Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we have for today. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.